out.
Sure.
Thank you, love.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's just setting up. And hopefully we won't get another echo added. It's so fun.
My tea already boiled over. We're good.
Sorry, we an
Yeah,
hour
man.
ahead and an hour behind.
I need to ping Linda.
So
Are you live on YouTube now?
I am, yes.
All right. So I'm going to step out because it won't let me hear it if I'm.
Okay, all right.
So and then I'll come back in. So I'll listen. So you guys carry on talking. I want to see if I can hear you now.
Okay, yep. So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is. Universal time.
Grand Rising. I've learned that on Clubhouse.
Yes, we are on Clubhouse and we are also on YouTube. And we have beautiful Jananda from USA. Give us a wave.
Can they see me on YouTube?
Yeah, they see that you're playing on your
Oh. Okay. So exciting.
It's saying waiting on YouTube. It's saying waiting for you. So I don't know what that means.
Okay, all right. It might be just buffering, but
Well, let's wait for.
I think it should be okay. Let me just turn on the volume actually, and then see if there is volume coming out.
Can they see me?
Yeah, it's all working. Like from what I can see on YouTube, it's all fine. Anyway, all right. So,
Did you just go back and play some recording of me?
yes.
Okay, good.
Was there a triple
Oh my
echo?
God, she channeled me. Such a weird day. So I just want to say, Rachel, thank you in advance for all your help. Because I know you're going to be taking my system apart after this class.
Well, I'm actually teaching from 5 to 6. I'm doing sound in a room, and I'm available after that.
Okay. But you're an hour ahead of me, so I'll find you. You're stuck with me until you kick me off. Cut me off.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So, shall we begin?
We shall begin. Shall I tune in? How would you like to? I guess I should tune in, given that we're structuring the class the way we're structuring the class. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. The thing that's disturbing to me is I want you to be able to see Yogi Bhajan. And instead you're seeing not Yogi Bhajan, but oh well.
Yeah, he's
Here.
here. I can see him.
There he is. He's with us. Okay. Please rub your palms together. Press them together, palms together, equal pressure, please. Tucking your thumbs in the nook of your sternum, just next to your heart, making a straight line with your forearms from elbow to elbow, and that line is parallel to the floor. Sitting up tall by gently tilting your pelvis forward, releasing your heart out through your hands, floating it up, following it up with your shoulders. As you roll your shoulders down your back, tuck your chin gently in. This is prayer pose. You are a devotional being. Inhale, please. And exhale. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo
Guru
Exhale. And inhale for Guru Charan of Smani. Gure Name Jugar Gure Name Sat Gure Name Sri Gurudev Name Gure Name Jugar Gure Name Satguru Name Sri Gurudev Name Anure Name Jugar Gure Name Satguru Name Sri Gurudev Name. Inhale. And exhale.
I guess I can start the running commentary as soon as you've like shown the picture as close to the screen of Yogi Bhajan. Just wanted to cry. Just wanted to cry. And your voice changed. You became so sweet, like this nectar, just like so beautiful, like this long awaited for and I'm like a really old friend that I've never met. That kind of feeling, you know. So, yeah.
So Amanjot and I decided to call this class the Golden Chain, or excuse me, Experience the Golden Chain. So I am teaching with the intention of sharing the experience of the Golden Chain. And she is being a student and a teacher. She's doing double duty, right? She's having the experience of that with you. And at the same time narrating, giving her commentary, so that you can learn from her narration. I'd like to do well, first of all, I'd like to welcome thank you, Amanjot, and welcome all of your students whom I've yet to meet. I'm so profoundly grateful for our connection. So Sangat to Sangat, we make one. And that's amazing. And then a special thanks to my students who are here and my teachers. We are, in less than 3 months, we've gone from one teacher teaching one class a week on Clubhouse to 5 teachers and 3 teachers in training teaching 30 classes a week on Clubhouse. And we're about to embark on our video platform and all kinds of expansion. So that teaching about when we take one step towards the teachings or one step towards Guru's grace, it comes back. The teachings step towards us. It takes countless steps towards us, millions of steps towards us. So we're really experiencing that. And meeting you and connecting with you is really part of that, this opportunity to share the power of the transmission of the golden chain. So let's do a little bit of warming up. And while we do that, I'm going to play Niranjan Kaur. So Yogi Bhajan had lots of things done. He used to say, oh, we need this or we need that. He asked Niranjan Kaur to do this recording of Om Namo Gurudev Namo, the Adi Mantra. So I'm going to play a little bit of it. And thank you everyone in advance for your patience as we test volume. But this is a recording that he listened to, approved, went into the studio for, and so on. So let's bring that up. Of course, if we can. Volume top. Okay, hang on. Let me adjust. All right, how's this? Any better? Okay. Clubhouse family, we're juggling a lot of platforms here. How do we sound? Takinder, Rachel? You all right? I don't think they can hear me.
No, I can hear you. I'm sorry, I was trying to
Okay.
It's a little bit of a time delay, and I'm hearing all the platforms at the same time, but it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right. We will continue to do our best. Thank you for your. Okay, great. So this is so wonderful. So please open the Club Kundalini Instagram, and you guys, for reference, the very first post there, I've posted pictures of the different asanas we'll be doing throughout. So use that for reference. And of course, I will do my best, as always, to teach with specificity so that you wouldn't need these pictures, but they're there if you do.
You want to move the mic a little bit closer to your mouth?
Okay, how's that?
Perfect. Yeah.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay, super. Thank you for your help. Now I'll go back to seeing you and not mine. Okay, and now can you see me actually? This is wonderful. Okay, so we're going to do shoulder shrugs. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Inhale up, exhale down. And exhale down. Next picture, we're going to move on to lovely neck rolls. We're going to go, so for those of you on Clubhouse, if you're sitting on the floor, sitting cross-legged, put your hands on your knees. If you're in a chair, that's fine. Just put your arms somewhere where you can rest them evenly and comfortably. Neck rolls are just what you can imagine. So sitting up nice and tall, dropping your right ear to your right shoulder, bringing your chin forward down to your chest, bringing your left ear to your left shoulder, lifting your chin to the ceiling, I'm repeating. Right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to ceiling and back around. So let's continue here at your own pace. Gently and slowly. If you're like me, you have some popcorn in there. It's the weekend, you get to relax, do some yoga. So let's do 3 more times and then we'll switch directions.
This is one of my favorite exercises. And it feels like I'm putting pounds in a gentle way to my body plan.
And come back up to center, please. When you're ready, we'll wait just a moment for you to finish that final rotation. And then let's begin the other way. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin up to the ceiling and around. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin up to the ceiling. And just gently stick with it. Listen to your body always. Kundalini Yoga meets you where you are. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And let's each do 2 more rotations.
I totally up there.
So take your time to finish your last rotation. Come sitting up tall. Put your hands in a meditative posture, whatever that is. In your lap or in Gyan Mudra on your knees. We're just going to sit here together and listen to this music, this mantra. Om Namo Gurudev Namo.
It's like cells are activated and you're present.
Feel the Master vibrating in this mantra. He was present as it's making. He caused it to be born. He asked for it to come to the planet. So, I want to do cat-cow, but I think what we're going to do is, since you're on a chair, so guys, the third picture on Instagram is for cat-cow where you're on all fours. and I will give you those instructions, and then I'll give a second set of instructions. So you basically what we're doing is loosening up the spine, right? So if you know what cat-cow is, putting your getting on your hands and knees, putting your hands underneath your shoulders. Are you able to do that? Okay, great. So your students are able to do that too, and they can watch you. Excellent. So I'll give 2 sets of instructions. For those of you who are sitting on the floor, please come to your hands and knees. Place your hands directly under your shoulders, your knees directly under your hips. Your knees are about 2 fists apart. Your toes and heels are touching to complete the energetic circle. And for cat-cow, this is an action that originates in the navel. So you're going to arch up, lift your chin up on the inhale, and then curve your back forward on the exhale. Inhale up and exhale. So that's the 3rd picture on Instagram. For those of you who are with us on Clubhouse, the rest of you are able to see it on Manjot. And I'm going to play some music, and we'll do this for a couple of minutes. Inhale when you arch up and lift your chin. Exhale when you curve back over. And originate the movement, please, from your navel. You're not throwing your chin around or over. This is not an exercise that originates in any way through your neck. It's meant to generate juices flowing through the spine. And it's big breath. On the inhale, you mentally vibrate Sat. On the exhale, Nam. Originating from the navel. The navel is where you began to breathe.
Feeling a lot of heat in the lower back and in the abdomen, feeling the stretch on the front of the abdomen. And I almost have to put myself into my body, back into my body, to narrate. I'm all out there, up and high.
Deepen your breath, please. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. And now inhale up and hold. Exhale opposite way, tucking in your chin. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, sitting back on your heels, stretching your hands forward in front of you, putting your palms together on the floor. forehead on the floor in what we call Gur Pranam. Place your third eye there on the floor, please, and connect to the earth. Inhale, exhale, please come up to sitting. Take your time. Be sitting in easy pose, please. So we're going to do another version of Breath of Fire called Ego Eradicator specifically. So if you are on Clubhouse, this is the 4th image. So first let's look at the mudra, the Ego Eradicator mudra. For those of you who are on Zoom, I'm holding it up. You take 4 fingers of your hand and you curl them down, put them on the pads below. The thumbs are making a hard L, or I guess it's an L or a J, depending on how you look at it, right? But that's a nice stiff extension of the thumb, just like the guys on Instagram. You're raising your arms up 60 degrees. You can all see Amanjot there for those of you who are doing the visuals, right? So the arms are up at 60 degrees. Thumbs are stiff. Eyes are closed, rolled up to the third eye. You're going to do Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire is equal inhale and exhale through the nose. It sounds like this. On the inhale, you mentally vibrate Sat, and on the exhale, Nam. And we begin.
Even though we've done like a couple of exercises, I'm already sweating. I've got so much heat going through my body. I'm trying to open up my chest even more to open up to the flow.
With that, stick with it, please. Deepen the breath. Pull the root lung, stretching the arms. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam. And exhale. Inhale deep. As you inhale, stretch the arms up. Bring the tips of the thumbs together. Stretch the fingers up straight. Take another inhale. Hold the breath. Pull the root lock. Stretch up tall and taller and taller. And as you exhale, spread the arms down wide. Slowly, you're exhaling until your fingertips touch the floor. And as your fingertips touch the floor, leave them there, please. And feel the earth. Feel the reverberation of your being. Feel how you are different now than when you started. Just a little bit on breath of fire. This is from the Master himself. He gives the many names of breath of fire. Agni Pran, Jwala Pran, Surya Pran Kriya, Dankani. There's many names. And he says, but it all boils on to breath of fire. Whosoever knows the art of breath of fire, he can hire and fire angels and gods at his command. That's what it is. That is what it says. Whosoever. Whosoever knows the art of breath of fire, he can hire and fire angels and gods at his command. Okay. So, I wanted to practice Ego Eradicator for a very specific purpose. When we invoke the golden chain as teachers, we are vibrating ourselves. We are choosing a channel to bring through thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years of teachings, stretching back, connected between teacher to student, teacher to student, to teacher to student, all the way back and back and back and back. And the energy of each of those people is coming through us. And our intention is to create a channel to receive all of that. So to do so, we must eradicate the ego, move away or turn away from. Maybe that's another channel, right? This is a bit like choosing channels on the television. If anyone still watches television, but that's another thing. That's a bit like jumping from Netflix to Amazon, let's say. But what we're choosing is to put the muck of this time-space dimension, the Maya of our daily lives, it's over there. And we are choosing a channel of purity and openness and reception. And it is said that we eliminate the ego. The dance, however, is that we must, for the teachings to flow through, there requires a channel to exist. And only you can be a channel. So there is no escaping the self and the infinite and that dance in this polarity relationship. So yes, you are clearing yourself to receive. But if you weren't there, there would be no one to receive and transmit. So as a teacher, I am tapping into all of that experience, and it comes down through the crown chakra and out my mouth. My entire being vibrates it. And as a student, you of course receive it. And the more clear of a channel I am, the more you receive those teachers that came before me, and the more of me that you can see. Right? Isn't that contradictory? I'm here eradicating my ego as you're eradicating yours, right? And we just did Ego Eradicator. The same works for you. You get yourself out of the way to receive the teachings, and yet in the process, you are more you than you've ever been. And that's the journey with Kundalini Yoga. That's why Yogi Bhajan taught, be you. And it's also why he taught, if you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all, right? Because we are all able to receive the teachings. We're all able to connect with the primordial sound current, because we are all of it. And there truly is no separation between creator and creation. And what we're doing is having a very particular experience of that and practicing that with this technology. And part of that technology includes practicing it together.
Yes, it's so beautiful. And that's exactly when experience eradicate. I felt that my experience is important because everybody's having their own experience, and my narration is now kind of like, does it really matter what I feel? So the paradox.
That's exactly it, right? It doesn't matter in the sense that Amanjot can never have your experience, and I can never have your experience, and you can never exactly have mine. And yet we are sharing an experience of these teachings. We are vibrating together. So the other piece of the teaching that's important is that we are choosing to both transmit and receive. It's a choice. And this is about, we choose a teacher. So when you're a student, your teacher doesn't choose you, right? Teacher doesn't have to teach anybody. Eventually, you go and you choose a teacher. And if the teacher teaches you, you have a teacher. And if the teacher doesn't teach you, you still have a teacher. Teachers teach no matter what they do.
That's very true.
Right? It's for those of you who are in the Breath of Fire training, I have listed out sort of the different things that you have to do, and then I tell you, well, I'm not going to ask to see your journal, and I'm not going to ask to see your counter classes. You either do it or you don't. You're going to learn either way. I'm still teaching. Everywhere I go, I teach, right? So it is profoundly important when you choose your teacher to connect with your teacher, so that every time you teach, so if you're a student of mine, then what you get when you teach is all of my power and all of my transmission and all of what I've received and what I continue to receive flows through you. And whether or not you teach, whether you consider yourself just a student, when you make the choice to have a teacher, that's a transmission that you connect to. And it really is just a choice of, it's about power. So this Kundalini Yoga science and technology is about giving yourself the capacity to see the world as energy and to move towards constructive energy. And when you start to move towards constructive energy, then you can go, oh, I want to move in that direction. Oh, I want to move in that direction optimally. So choosing to have a teacher is potentially one that is more constructive for you. It might not be. Who am I to say? But it is an option. And if you're in this class and you're having a particular experience, that may or may not feel more constructive. And you decide what constructive is. So all of these teachings are about you unconcealing who you are, unconcealing it again and again and again, discovering it, pulling it out of your being, and delivering upon it. Because that is not only the best way for you to be you, the most satisfying experience you're going to have of yourself in this incarnation, it's also what humanity and the planet needs so direly, right? I like to say that we're in the business, and we are in the business at Club Kundalini, of healing the planet. Healing is a journey, and it's a practice that doesn't end. We continually move towards the higher vibration, the raised vibration, the higher frequency. We move to the space from having consciousness and to where consciousness has us. So, Anja, did you have anything you wanted to add? I wanted to play another version of Om Namo,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then talk about how we define it.
yeah, that I think that would be a good timing now to open a space to that question that brought us together, literally. You know, the question of once you linked up to the golden chain, can you be unlinked? Can you be untethered? What happens if the teacher that, say, maybe not directly brought you into the chain, maybe teacher somewhere higher, decides to untether themselves? What happens to the rest of the chain?
So it's a profoundly important question. And given what's happening in the Kundalini Yoga community right now, one that we must, or one that we have the opportunity to address directly. And I prefer to address these things directly. So the Siddhi Singh Sahib organizations, so the Yogi Bhajan family of organizations, have broken away from him publicly as a result of allegations of sexual misconduct. And I don't know whether or not those are true. I don't speak to the validity of the investigation and so on. I can only speak to my choice and my experience, which is my living teacher, Hari Jivan, has chosen not to break away from Yogi Bhajan, to continue to have Yogi Bhajan be his link in the chain. And I am not willing to break the chain. I receive too much from it to take that risk. And it's not how I understand. So it's part of the technology is to link to the chain through a teacher. And to link to the chain through a teacher gives one a set of experiences. And I'm not willing to break away to see what kind of experience that might be and then come back. I'm staying linked to my teacher. That's my choice. So I can't speak to the experience myself of that. What I can say is theoretically, if say your teacher has broken from the teachings, from their teacher, so if your teacher has broken from the chain, look into yourself and inquire, what kind of experience are you having of your teacher?
That is such a valid point.
And what kind of experience are you having of the golden chain of teachings? Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Do you mind if I share? Thanks. Yeah, that's exactly how we've started this conversation with Jay and Anda, and how this when this announcement somehow missed my consciousness, or my consciousness had missed this announcement about, when I believe it was 3HO that announced that being untethered from Yogi Bhajan, I somehow missed it. But thinking back on my own experience and what happened in summer last year, I was practicing Sat Kriya, which is like very powerful tool, and I was practicing it for about 7 minutes every single day for about 30 days. And with Sat Kriya, I would normally, you start chanting within 30 seconds, 60 seconds maximum, you are so plugged in, linked in, and up there. Yet this time round, I was doing 7 minutes. I was feeling nothing, like nothing. All I was feeling is that my physical body sitting here chanting Satnam. That was it. And I was thinking, oh my God, what is wrong? Okay, well, I'll carry on. So I've carried on for 30 days. And it's not until we had this conversation that it kind of puzzle pieces pieced together. Because, I mean, my teacher, Hariha, she's still practicing. She's still with the link, I suppose. I didn't ask direct question. But she is with the lineage that goes through the 3HO. And if 3HO had untethered themselves, then what kind of experience it makes for us, knowingly and unknowingly. And so those people who are, watching this replay or watching it live, I would really appreciate your own comments about what it was like for you, whether you felt any different. I mean, I have been practicing for past 12 years, so I kind of know what the energy should feel like. And then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, there's nothing. So it was either I wasn't feeling anything, because either there was nothing to feel, or I had come up to some level that whatever I needed to feel, I've already felt. Which I don't know the answer to yet. And, but practicing this already, just by when you showed the picture of Yogi Bhajan, I just wanted to cry. I mean, I don't connect to him as a man. I connect to his subtle body. And that's the energy I feel. And he came to my dreams. He came to me in the visions during the White Tantra. So that connection was always there. And just a few nights before we had tonight, I told Jayananda that Harijivan came into my dream, and he was like very friendly, and it's like, come on in, come on into the group kind of thing. I've never met the guy, never met Harijivan in real life. So, so is it all connected? That's an interesting question.
And you're the only one who has the answer. It's all about your experience.
I
can't. I say this to you and to any one of my students. I don't tell you what to do or how to do it. And Kundalini Yoga isn't about do this or do that. This is a journey of self-initiation. Here are the teachings. You choose. You have an experience. You assess. I'm not interested in running your life. I have a hard enough time running my own. But you know what I mean? It's like I'm busy being me. I have plenty to do. Part of being me, of course, is being a teacher. And as a teacher, I try to live as an example. Of course I do. The way that I relate to these accusations of Yogi Bhajan is, again, I don't know what's true or what's not, and it doesn't really matter to me. What matters is he was fallible. And I'm fallible. I still receive a powerful transmission from him in his subtle body and through this chain. And I believe that my students are receiving a powerful transmission from me. And we don't cancel people in Kundalini Yoga. There's no You're irredeemable. See ya. No, we're fallible. We're here to work on ourselves. We're here to improve, to raise our vibration, raise the frequency of the planet. You know, I'm going to mess up, I promise. You guys, some of you haven't known me for very long. I'm sure maybe I have already messed up. Okay. That's okay. You're going to mess up too. That's okay. We stick together and we continue to learn from each other. Even when it's really hard. Because I'm not saying that these accusations and all that, it's not that it's easy for me. It doesn't feel good. I don't like it. It's yucky. But I don't want to be a person who gives up on the golden chain or the teachings. I don't want to model that either. And I don't want to be in a world of people who do that, who just walk away. So I'm here. Anything else to add? Thank you.
I was just wondering if you wanted to open the space for others to maybe share something in from the clubhouse.
Yeah, let's try that. Does anyone want to pop up to the stage and add in anything? Oh, Zach, I'm so glad you came. And Leah, it's nice to see you. And all our teachers are here. Hold on one second, Zach. Before you go, I just want to acknowledge Gravinder's here, Marina's here, Caroline's here, Jagvinder was here. And then we have 3 teachers in training, Anupam and Bree. Alicia is not here. It's just a wonderful community of teachers, and I so appreciate your willingness to engage in the experience of the Golden Chain together. So thank you. And Zach, please go ahead. Welcome. Satnam.
Satnam, thank you so much for the kind welcoming. I had actually messaged you on Instagram. I joined at 12:30 and I messaged you on Instagram asking if I had missed it. And at that moment you said Kundalini energy and yoga will meet you exactly where you are. And when you said that, everything just, everything started to like not so much anymore, because I was like, okay. I was like so disappointed with myself because I thought it was at 1 o'clock and I was like beating myself up for that reason. And then when you said that, all the pressure fell and I was able to connect with the breath. And then I spoke with my guides and I asked if I was now a part of this chain. And even though, of course, I wanted to hear no because I'm a self-deprecating, I thought that's what I would hear. The guide just keeps saying I'm now a part of this chain. So I'm grateful for that, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for your sharing. It was, I'm really
It
glad
brings
you
tears
did.
to my eyes of joy and laughter. It's so perfect.
It's so perfect.
It is. So when I teach, so many of you know that I've now launched a class called Aquarian Children, which is about parenting in the Aquarian age. We haven't talked about this yet, Amanjot. We will. But in the past, when I've encountered parents who have come to me and they conceived their child before they knew about Kundalini Yoga, and they've their child 17 already, or 15, or 6, or whatever, and oh my God, I missed it. I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And if you didn't come to the teachings at that point, you didn't need them then, and nor did your child. Whenever you come to the teachings, whenever they meet you, wherever you are, is precisely when you're supposed to start having them. And the beauty of the teachings is, as you integrate them into your being, you become able to heal not only yourself, but 7 generations behind you. So yeah, I'm talking about healing dead people, and 7 generations ahead of you, people who aren't even here yet. So don't worry about when you got here. You're here now, and that's all that matters. And everything else that got you here is if you choose a blessing and part of your purpose, it's something that you bring to the teaching, that you bring to the teachings and to the Sangha. Thank you so much, Zach. Does anyone else want to add anything? Are people able to ask
Thank
questions
you so
on
much.
your end? You're welcome, Satnam. Amanjot, are people asking questions on your end? Are they able to do that, or is this all?
I've just checked the YouTube, and thank you, Guruvinda, for your messages. And he said that, yeah, he could see us both, and there was a bit of an echo, so we apologize if there's an echo on YouTube. Sorry, we haven't figured out how to do this yet. We will.
We're letting the teachings meet us where we are in sort of a technological no man's land of new platforms. But we're still here.
Yeah. Yeah, and as Zach was saying, I just was gonna add that, yeah, like in the timeline, if you think of timelines, we are always in now. There is no past, there's no future. We are here now, and I used to think of the timelines as a linear. This is the past, and this is the future, and now is here. But actually, if you think of them as stacking up, so this is the past, and this is now, and this is future, you are just in one beam of light, in one pillar. So you haven't lost anything, you haven't missed anything, and there isn't anything you're going to miss, if that makes sense. Just my understanding, wanted to share that.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Okay. So I wanted to play a normal human practitioner, not myself, doing Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about it. And then we have some time. I was thinking we might do Sat Kriya. What do you think about that, Amanjot?
That would be
Before we
interesting.
do that. Yeah, I have that set up. So, pardon me, everyone. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping in the form of that. Okay.
Question, real quick.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So, I often feel more comfortable lying down, and I've been told many, many times that it just won't be as beneficial if I'm lying down. Is this true, or is this like kind of mythology?
So, wherever you are in the presence of the teachings is where you're supposed to be, and you will get energy. If you need to be lying down, then lie down. It's up to you. It's again, it's totally your choice. It's your choice to have the experience that you're going to have. And as a teacher, I can offer you other, hey, this is one way to do it. But it's also, and I'll tell you this, I had a terrible, terrible, terrible accident in 2015. And I spent a lot of time, because I wasn't able to do the kriyas, I wasn't able to do the asanas. I was really had lost what I felt I'd lost my capacity to control my breath even. It was a very scary time. And I would go sit in the back of the class in the corner and just sit there. I had like my cast on my leg and my sling thing on my arm, and I was a mess. But I still went to class, and I still consider myself as having done yoga. Because remember, yoga is relationship. The definition of the word yoga, it derives from the Sanskrit word yoke. And we are yoking our relationship, quite literally, sometimes forcefully yoking it, our relationship between our finite self and the infinite. And it is said, often looking for union. The thing is that union is always there, and the finite is also always there. So it is the dance between the two, the relationship between the two. So you're doing yoga. That's why when people who don't know me go, "How can you teach yoga on Clubhouse?" 'Cause, you know, it's not on Zoom and it's just listening and da, 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 da. I'm transmitting energy and you're receiving it. Whether or not you do the stuff, you're receiving it. You're having an experience of your own making. So that's a really great question. And I thank you for bringing it up. And should you ever be in my class physically, I'm looking around. For those of you who can see me, I teach. I have this giant space that I teach out of in my house. I look forward to see you lying down, if that's what you choose.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me see if I can play this version of Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and then we will talk about it. Let's see how this sounds. Very quiet. Let's see if it gets better. Let's see. Are you guys still able to hear me?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So I played that just as a way to kind of expand the territory of your listening. And to remind all of us that when we chant these mantras. So mantras, when we chant these mantras, it's important to remember that chanting is not speaking. Everything we do, every move we make, every breath, this is all vibration. But chanting is very specifically a vibration to connect with the infinite. Boy, I'm echoing a lot now. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. And please, if there are audio issues, let me know. We're doing our best. So if you're vibrating and you're, it's like you're using your tongue and tapping on the roof of your mouth, almost in Morse code, or like, you know, back in the day when we still tap numbers on our phones, right, with our fingers. You're dialing up saying, hello, golden chain, here I am, I'm open up, I'm receiving. And I wanted to just say that, so for those of you who are students and teachers, just consciously understand that you're vibrating to transmit and receive. And in that regard, many of us were taught in teacher training that the translation for Om Namo Gurudev Namo is I bow to the divine creator, I bow to the teacher within, or some iteration of that. Is that approximately what you got, Amanjot?
Yeah.
So here's another translation that I would put forth to you that's equally accurate, and we'll give you something to mull over, which is Om Namo. I bow to the celestial sound current, the source of all things. Gurudev Namo. I understand it to be my teacher. I surrender before it. Om Namo. I bow to the celestial sound current, the source of all things. Gurudev Namo. I understand it to be my teacher. I surrender before it. The celestial sound current is also called Anahata. And right, and the celestial sound current is the source of all things, right? So if you pause for a moment, you think about sound. It's made by striking things together. I clap my hands. You probably can't hear that because of my noise canceling mic, but that was my gong. Snap your fingers. We make, okay, heard it a little bit. Okay, good. We make sounds by striking things together. The anahata, the celestial sound current, this is the unstruck sound. So that's what you're vibrating with when you vibrate Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So, Amajo, did you have anything to add? Otherwise, let's do a little Sat Kriya. Rock the house.
Yes, yeah, Anahata is that also to think of what is unstruck sound is, you know, when you pluck a string, but then if you had a strings on another instrument next to it, they will start to vibrate as the string that's been plucked is vibrating. So they become in resonance, even though the instrument that was next door to it wasn't plucked. And that's what the unstruck sound is. So you become vibratory being or in resonance with what you're tuning into. And yeah.
And then you get to be that person who supports another vibrating in that way, right? When you vibrate at a higher level, everything you encounter also vibrates at a higher level.
Yeah, and that's why when you come in vicinity of other people who may not be vibrating on the same level, they almost feel your radiance. They feel your vibration at a distance. And that's what you were talking about, teaching without having to teach. You know, like just your presence is teaching already, because your presence is radiating that vibration, the unstruck sound that touches the hearts and the strings of other people's hearts.
Yes. So let's see. All right, we're going to wing it. We're going to have to wing this with Sat Kriya.
Why?
But I think we can handle it. Does anybody object?
No, I'm all for winging.
We're kind of winging the whole thing technologically today, huh? Okay. So for those of you in Clubhouse, thank you in advance for your patience. If you're able to, please come sitting on your heels. If you're not, don't worry about it. You can actually do Sat Kriya in many different ways. You can do it lying down even. So Zach, if you're lying down, totally cool. Take your hands and put your palms together, and then cross your fingers. Just what am I doing here? What do we call this? You're interlacing your fingers so that your hands are squeezing each other. And if you're a woman, your left thumb is over your right. And if you're a man, your right thumb is over your left. So I'm looking at my hands, and the first finger I see is my left thumb, then my right thumb, left forefinger, right forefinger, left middle finger, and so on. If I were a man, switch it up, right? Right thumb on top, then left thumb, right forefinger, left forefinger, and so on down to pinky. And then you're going to take your four fingers and release them from the interlace and point them up, touch them tip to tip. And what would be amazing is if I could find this really quickly online and snap a picture. And I think I can. because this is worth it.
This is totally multitasking on different platforms with different gadgets.
For different gadgets on platforms, it's pretty great. Okay. I am almost ready to PTR with a Sakria picture for my friends on Clubhouse. Thanks for your patience, guys. Sung it forever. Okay, you can VTR and see the position for your, so the mudra for Sakriya. So if you see, she's taken her hands, right, and interlaced them, and her pointer fingers are touching. And then your arms are raised up above your head. And of course, it's a bit odd for me since I have these headphones on. Your arms are straight. And we chant together, Sat Nam. And as you chant Sat, you pull back the navel and you pull up the root lock. So Sat, and then release, Nam. Sat, 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 Nam. Keep going. Really stretch your arms up. Eyes are closed and rolled up toward the third eye. And just pull the navel in. Sat,
Sat,
Nam.
sat,
Sat, Nam. 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 And Sat, inhale. Hold the root lock. Stretch the fingers up to the ceiling. This is your antenna. Imagine your pointer fingers are coming together. You are receiving a transmission. You are transmitting. Holding your breath. Stay in the posture. Exhale. Deep, deep inhale. Hold breath. Pull root long. Stretch. Stretch taller and taller and taller. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Pull root long. Stretch now. Make it count. Give yourself the experience. Activate. And as you exhale, swing your arms down to the sides. Touch your fingertips to the floor. And please rest. Kundalini Yoga is said to be the energy of human potential that sits coiled at the base of your spine. To activate it, we engage the navel, which sort of pushes down. If you imagine it's a spring below your navel, when you activate your navel, you kind of push down on the spring, and then the energy spirals up, spiraling up around your spinal cord, out through the top of your head. And Sat Kriya is like a direct bang on that Kundalini drum, right? Sat, na, on that sat, when we pull the navel, we're very specifically pushing down, metaphorically, on that spring of energy. When we pump it down, pump, 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 and it spirals up. And at the end, when you are stretching up, when you're holding your breath, doing the inhale and hold, right? That's when you're really firing the Kundalini up your spine. We lost Amanjot.
Yeah, I feel very humbled because it feels like I've arrived back home. I think I'm gonna have a really good cry a little bit later. I feel a bit exposed at the moment, and I'm not able to let myself go, if that makes sense, because I am keeping my cool. But it's a very strange to be back. So thank you.
For those of you who are on Clubhouse who can't see Amanjot, she's laying down. Were you able to hear her?
I was not, if you're talking about the people on Clubhouse.
Okay, yes, pardon me. Thank you, Zach. Yes, I was. So, Amanjot laid down out of frame, saying that she was feeling very vulnerable and very exposed and needed to just lie down.
Amanjot,
Okay.
I understand. And thank you so much for just being open with your vulnerability. It's beautiful.
One of the nice things about Sat Kriya is Yogi Bhajan's taught it many different ways, but one of the great ways is that you get to, so say you do Sat Kriya for 6 minutes, you get to lie down for 3 afterwards. And as you probably experience, it's a very powerful activation of energy. So it's important to just sit with it. So we can sit here now and absorb the energy of our Sakriya practice. Take it easy. See what comes. I'm going to play a little bit of music. Take your time, Amita. Where is this one?
Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva Om Namo
Manjot is coming back with us.
Oh my god. I did have a cry actually. Yeah, it's interesting. It felt like, did we do it for 3 minutes? The set Kriya.
We did about 3 minutes.
Yeah, because it felt like we did it for 7 minutes. It felt really long, really. And my body felt really warm with it all. I felt all the energy, all of like I could feel all of myself at once. So that was, yeah, very humbling. And I think I just so humbled and so grateful for this experience, and that it brought me to this conversation between us, and I feel that more people need to know about this, because Kundalini yoga is not just postures or breath. It's not just like doing this or that. It's the magic of it. It's the absolute magic of it. It's like being in love, you know. And for me, it was quite dry for a long time, almost a year. And now I feel like I'm in love again, you know, or that kind of beautiful sparkle. Yeah. Obviously I'm gonna have to meditate more on this and see where the practice takes me, and yeah. It's like the pipes weren't oiled all this time. And now they oiled, gelled and cleaned and sparkling.
Well, I would like to teach one last meditation, which is the complete Adi Mantra for individual meditation. But before I do that, I'd like to read something from Yogi Harbhajan Singh, Yogi Bhajan. This is from September 22nd, 1978 in Española, New Mexico. God, Guru, man, and a golden chain. Golden chain is a concept in which light flows to add to the frequency of an ordinary person, to give him the power to be a teacher. This concept is called the golden chain. It is the red, orange color light which is always coming out of the teacher, and it is always swallowed by the other teachers in variance within the scope of time and space, and it is continuous, and it is unending. But those who fall in faith shall miss it. And please know that Yogi Bhajan never ever said that Kundalini Yoga was a religion. In fact, he stated completely the opposite. So when he speaks of faith, it has nothing to do with religion or religiosity. Faith, and I am not and would never dare to put words in his mouth. I feel that he was speaking to the experience of the transmission and leaning into that. With that, I'd like to teach the Adi Mantra for individual meditation. And this one is up on Instagram, unlike the Sakriya, which was a last minute. Very. Thought I might teach it, and then look what happened. Right, I'm on Jot. So if you go to the what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth picture. So it's the fifth and the sixth picture in the Instagram posts. And what you're going to do is you're going to make Gyan Mudra, so taking your Jupiter finger, which is your forefinger. The Jupiter represents the teacher, or there are two kinds of teachers, Jupiter and Saturn, but this is a particular kind. So put the head of your teacher up against your head, right? The thumb represents your ego, right? So make that circle. And this mudra is the Gyan Mudra, the wisdom mudra. And rest your hands gently on your knees, or if you're sitting in a chair, somewhere on your legs or on your body, evenly. And so you know the distinction. This mantra is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo. Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. We're going to be chanting it 5 times on a single breath. And special thanks to Raghubir, who I think is still in the audience, who provided me with this perfect recording to use. So thank you, Raghubir. Satnam. The distinction here is when we chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo to tune in, we're linking to teach, or when we're practicing on our own for our personal practice. But Yogi Bhajan said that it's not an individual mantra complete in itself. It's like a hook or a link that creates a flow. So if you need yourself an individual spiritual link and a source of guidance, then there's another form to use, and that's this form. It's called the complete body mantra. And here's what Yogi Bhajan said. Use this mantra in its complete form anytime you have a lack of faith or any similar thing. Many of you will enter Shaktipad, or you are in it. This mantra will help. With the grace of Guru Ram Das, when this mantra is chanted 5 times on one breath, the total spiritual knowledge of all teachers who have ever existed or who will ever exist on this earth is be seated in that person. So for many of you who are experienced Kundalini Yoga students and or teachers, you may be seeking guidance after this kind of class. So I'll give you this meditation, which of course you can then do on your own, but may right now give you all the guidance that you could possibly be seeking. So again, it's Om Namo Gurudev Namo, Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. And if you check the pictures on Instagram, the hands are in Gyan Mudra. And the sides of the hands, so let's see, how do I describe this? Touch your pinkies, the sides of your hands together, from the tip of your pinky down to the base of your wrist. Right? Just like the picture, but then, and if you go to the next picture, you can see the actual hands, right? So your pinky and wrists are touching. I kind of fumbled that one. Does anyone have any questions before we get started?
I just thought, could we chant together? Or whoever wants to chant along with us together.
We can try it. The Clubhouse audio bandwidth is really limited.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Basically what it does is it only picks up one packet of sound at a time. It can't deal with multiple sounds. So it just projects one chunk of sound from, say, you or then me, or and then there's lag, and it's so unless anyone's fixed that in the last day. But you guys can do it. And the feed that's going to come from your channel, Amanjot, into Clubhouse is a single feed, so we could try that.
Okay. All right, we can try that. Yeah.
Hey, Rachel, I'm going to bring you up and make you a moderator and ask that if the sound goes wonky, that you mute Amanjot, because she's not going to be able to hear. Is that cool?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. I can't get Rachel to come up here. Maybe I can. The app is doing something strange. Hang on. Is there anyone in the audience who's able to?
Rachel,
There she is. It worked. Yes. Victory. Thanks, Rachel. I appreciate it. And guys, just a little shout out to Rachel. She's going to be our artist in residence next week. She is a magical sound healer. All right, so I'll read through the instructions one last time. Sitting in easy pose with a light Jalandhar Bandh, that's the neck lock. So that's when you sit up with a straight spine and just tuck your chin gently in. The drisht, or the eye focus, is you're focusing your eyes on the tip of the nose. Bring your palms in the front of your heart center facing upwards. Touch the sides of your palms along the little fingers and the sides of the hands, as if you'll receive something from them, in them. Form Gyan Mudra, so that's that little O with the thumb and the tip of the forefinger. And we're going to chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva 5 times on one breath. And this track is actually on Spotify, so give me a moment while I cue it up. And we're off. There is an intro here. Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva Om Namo Gurudev 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 Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva Om Namo
Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. 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 Om Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo 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 Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva.
Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudev 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 Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Om 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 Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudeva. Inhale. Suspend the breath, please. Hold and receive. Exhale. Twice more. Inhale, please. Hold breath. Pull the root knot. Stare intently at the tip of the nose. Receive. Receive the guidance you're looking for and longing for. Catch it in the palms of your hands. Exhale. And inhale. breath.
Hold the breath. Look.
And
And
exhale.
exhale.
Release
Release
the
the
posture,
posture,
please.
please. Sit
Sit
for a few moments with yourself
and
and
your
your
energy.
energy.
So
So
I'm going to
gonna
close
close
out the
out the
room with Longtime Sun, and then I have some time to stick around and answer questions. I don't know what Amanjot's time frame is. It's much later where she is.
I've passed all the time frames.
So let's rub our hands together, please. Press the palms together at the center of the chest,
best.
tucking the thumbs
in
in the nook of the sternum.
Just at
Just
your
at your
heart.
heart there.
Inhale
Inhale
deeply as you sit up tall. And as you exhale,
Give your root lock a little tug. Sit up a little taller and just tuck your chin gently in. Bow to yourself. Pray to yourself. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale for Longtime Sun, followed by 3 long Satnams. May the Longtime Sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And love your light within you. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. So no. So no. So no. May you be guided by your inner voice. That voice that always knows what to do, but never insists. May you listen. And may these teachings offer you a way to move into constructive energy. Constructive as you choose and as you design. Teachings are here for you to be you. Satnam.
Satnam. Thank you so much. Thank you for the beauty and the wisdom and the light that you transmitted. And thank you. I would like to kindly thank the Clubhouse community. It was really nice to meeting you guys, and some of my students were there. They've gone. Sorry I didn't have the chance to acknowledge them earlier. And really thank you to all who will join on YouTube or have joined on YouTube. Thank you so much. And yeah, what a big piece of cake. I feel I received a piece of I need to digest it now.
Take your time. Take your time. Does anybody, and Amanjot, it's late there for you, so don't feel like you need to stay or anything like that, but of course you're welcome.
I'm gonna head off, and I'm gonna close off the Zoom as well, if that's okay. And
Yes, please go ahead and do that. I think I'll stay connected. It should be okay.
thank you, Satnam, everyone.
Satnam, dear one.
I would be honored to share my experience. It was my first time ever doing Kundalini, and it was magical.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Let's give one moment for